Welcome back everyone to my channel, and I've got a brand new video for you. Today's video is we're going to be talking about bank errors. Yes, bank errors with the SBA, something that's become far too common, and I've heard so much issues with that. And I'm going to talk about some of the common bank errors and what you need to do. Okay, let's start. Common bank errors. Bank account is closed. That's the most common one. It's bank. You had an account in which you opened when you first initially applied, and now it's closed, and they try to deposit your funds in that. Also, a lot of banks are doing this. They're returning funds because the account is a personal account and not a business, and they're only accepting funds from the SBA in business accounts. Or maybe you inputted the wrong bank account information when you initially applied. So those are the common bank errors. Bank account is closed. Now listen, you're a business person, you have, a bank account. Sometimes you need to change banks, which is fine, but you must be diligent to ensure that the SBA has the account number for you. If they don't, it really is your responsibility, not the SBA, to make sure that the bank information they have for you is correct. All right. Bank return the funds. Okay, so there are certain banks that are just going to return funds. If you do not have a business account with them, they're returning those funds. Banks like I think Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and a lot of credit unions will return funds from the SBA if it's not a business account. And some banks just return the funds just because they have this idea that it's fraud and all. So I've seen some of those as well. I've heard about that. So just be careful. The best thing to do really is to check with their bank. Let them know and say you have a pending SBA application for a loan, or if it's for the Target Advance Grant for a grant, will they accept those funds in this current bank account that you have? So if it's a personal account, make sure that they will accept it. Some banks will accept your banking information into a personal account if you're a sole prop, okay, or independent contractor, but other banks will not. So you really need to check with your bank and make sure they will accept your pending SBA funds. These banks, according to the SBA, are not acceptable banks. SBA cannot verify or authenticate banks for funding for Chime, Sutton and Green Dot Bank, and any PayPal account. These are not acceptable banking institutions. So if you're watching this and you have a pending targeted advance or loan and one of these banks or yours, go down to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, your local credit union, wherever you can go and get yourself another bank account quickly. Now, if you have a bank error, there are some ways to get this resolved. Now, if your bank error is your targeted advance, you finally got approved for the targeted advance, and they deposited it, and it's one of those common errors that I already talked about. This is what you need to do. You need to send a copy of your driver's license front and back, and it must be colored, and a copy of your voided check. If you don't use checks, you can send a copy of your bank direct deposit form, and you need to send it to COVID Advance Bank Returns at SBA.gov. Once you send it there, you just kind of need to wait for them to kind of go through the process that it needs to. The thing about this is, well, it can seem like it's forever, and it does take time, and it does seem like it is forever. But there's so many people in this same kind of branch that you are in, and they do it first come, first serve. So it's going to take a while, So when they get their information, they actually put it in their system. Then it's sent to the funding stage team. That team will then have to review it. That team will then have to update it. And then once it's updated, they make a move forward to redisperse your funding. In talking to a lot of applicants and borrowers who've been through this, I've never seen anyone have this done within 30 days. It's always longer, so you've got to be patient. If it's a loan, if it's one of the EIDL loans that you were trying to get and you received the bank error, what you need to send is identical to if it was a target advance. You either send a copy of your driver's license front and back, colored, and a copy of your voided check or bank direct deposit form. This is where it kind of differs a little bit, okay? Now, If this is your first loan ever from the SBA, your very first loan, send that information to disaster customer service at sba.gov. Please be sure to include your application number in all of these emails, and also a statement. Why are you sending this? I'm sending this because I have a bank error. Put it in the subject line, put it in the body, put all of that information when you send it. Okay? Now, if it's for your increase and you got the bank error, send it to COVID EIDL increase requests at SBA.gov with that same voided check and direct deposit and driver's license. If it's during a reconsideration, for example, you in possible reconsideration and you got your reconsideration approved, congrats, because that's very difficult. But you got your reconsideration approved, but now you have your bank error. Well, what you need to do is to send that to the PDC recons at SBA.gov or PDC reconsideration at SBA.gov. Truly, you can send it for a loan to all three of these emails if you really wanted to. You can just send it to the one disaster customer service and CC the others. Just to make sure that it does get to that department and they do upload it. The process is the same. They would have to upload the documents, make the changes, and then redisperse. Okay, and just like I said before, it's going to take time and it's going to feel like it's taking forever, but that is the process, and you're just going to have to wait for the process to kind of move through. All right. Now, bank errors, what's really important here is just to make sure your information is up to date way early in the process of your loan or of your grant, so you would have less headache. I mean, you've waited so many months just to get the approval. You do not want a delay. You do not want to see your money bouncing away. You want those funds. You've waited so long for that and your business needs it. A bank error can cause more issues than you know. I've talked to some borrowers in which they were completely approved and everything. Then the bank error happened, and then all of a sudden they find themselves going through the whole reconsideration process again, or having to send documents to prove their business again. Because you have to look at it in the SBA mind. You're a business person. You have everything, your business. You make sure that the accounts that your money goes into is correct and it's valid. And so they're hoping that as well. So if you get a bank error, they're thinking, okay, what would cause them to have a bank error? If the bank returns your funds, now they're looking into the reason why would a valid bank return funds. So they're going to look through that. If the account is closed, well, why did you close your account? Why are you moving around? So you really need to be very diligent. Get this stuff updated and make sure it's correct prior to it. And I know some people are like, well, I did that. I've heard that many times from people. I sent it to them months ago. Stay on top of it. Don't send it and then don't do anything about it for 3 or 4 or 5 months. When you send a bank information update, you call weekly if you need to. You email as much to make sure they update that information. Don't let it go. All right. I hope this information was really helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and please share this for more information and more content. All right. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Until next time. Bye-bye.